Ba-dum, ba-dum. It was late at night, a Tuesday, I believe, when I saw it. Like a sucker punch to my face, it hit me all at once, and because of it, I almost shut down my entire business. Hey everyone, how's it going? I'm Wackett. Thanks for joining me for another video as we work to empower and equip you with the confidence and skills to write your own story so that you can live your life on purpose. Today we're talking about the power of fear when it goes unchecked and how to shift from a position of hiding, defending, and deflecting to embodying and living. A quick visit to download some analytics left me short of breath after I saw it. I got a bad review. And not just a bad review, the worst review. 1 star. My first stop on the reaction train was denial. Gosh, this can't be me. Next was anger. Who do they think they are? The review doesn't even make sense. What an a-hole. They're just trying to make me look bad. And then I found my way deep into the heart of Shame City. Kira, who do you think you are thinking you can run your own business? You have no right pretending you know what you're talking about when clearly you suck. How'd you even get a license in this field? I can't believe it took people this long to figure out you're a fraud. You should probably just do yourself a favor and shut your business down now. Is it too late to back out of your contracts and commitments for next year? Because we really should just stop now. And after what seemed like hours, which turned out to be about 14 minutes, I had already started Googling how to delete my Etsy page and was considering shutting down Adversity Rising altogether. 1 review, that was all it took. 1 person. And everything I've worked to build and become was about to get deleted. But the review itself isn't the point of this story. It was just a review, no matter how much it doesn't seem like it. Everyone gets them, some written, public formats like me, and some word of mouth, rejection. Personally and professionally, we can't get away from bad reviews. Not everyone is going to like us or the things that we put out into the world. We're not going to be the right fit for everyone. And let's not forget, we don't like everyone else either. That's okay. This person isn't bad or wrong for leaving a review, even if it was unkind and not how I would have handled the situation. I want to focus on the impact this review had on me. I lost myself in my shame when I saw it. I detached from any shred of self-efficacy, self-compassion, and grace. I saw my worth as a being through the lens of a review of 1 product that I made. And then I expanded that review into every aspect of my life and onto every person I've met. I forgot all about the good I've done. I discounted every positive review or piece of feedback that I've ever received. I dismissed my character. Those points all seemed like lies when the truth had somehow been uncovered. Why? Because I've existed under the rule of a negative core belief that says I am not good enough or worthy of connection and belonging unless I'm the best. This means no negative reviews. I don't have to be perfect, technically, but I have to be better than everyone else. I have to be everything and do everything right. And for everyone else, no matter what cost to me, is that's the only way to make up for my inherent deficiency. This is the source of my shame. And while I've done a lot of work to untether myself from these beliefs, they can still lie dormant inside us. When I saw this review, it was like everything I had feared had come true. I'd been trying to shift my thinking to allow the possibility that I could flounder, flail and still be enough. I'd been challenging the notion that I have to be everything for everyone at all times to belong. Their review was a direct attack on these efforts, and the only line of defense that felt accessible was to hide. Shut down the business, delete the store, remove any trace of my work, and most importantly, the bad review. But I didn't. No matter how much I wanted to hide, I didn't. In fact, I didn't even make a public response to the review for 3 days, which might not seem like a long time, but if you have felt shame and anxiety, you know how long that is. I allowed myself to feel all of the feelings that showed up, I honored the fears I had, and then I shifted my mindset to try and build a more complete story. I thought about the idea of a review as a more broad concept. The idea of someone assessing what you do, say, wear, etc. Reviews are everywhere. We're all reviewing and being reviewed constantly. And our worlds don't end. I thought about the people that I admire enacting big change. I looked online, and sure enough, they have lots of bad reviews. They still have had the opportunity to enact positive change and are 5 stars in my book. And I know that's corny, but it's true. I thought more deeply about my reviewer as a character. I tried to build them up beyond their review. I thought about what prompts someone to leave a bad review, especially this intense, without ever contacting me directly for a refund or follow-up or just to talk human to human about their experience. The review, sure, was about the handout, but at the same time, I don't think it had anything to do with the handout. The review was an extension of the story they're living, their pain, shame, distress, uncertainty, anger, and stuckness. Hurt breeds hurt. I thought about my other bad reviews in this business, whether a workshop or class attendee, a coaching client or therapy patient, a product purchaser or email list subscriber. I've had people who don't like me. I've been denied and rejected for conferences and other events because I'm not the right fit. I've had people walk out, literally walk out during sessions, and I'm still here. I thought about my why. I didn't get into this business to be liked. I got into this business to empower and equip people with the confidence and skills to live on purpose. I am pushing people to act and think differently to get out of their own shame-based storylines so they can write a story that they can thrive in. That means I'm daring to break away from the cult of the average. I won't settle for fine, which means I have to be okay when I'm seen, even in a negative light. I reframed my experience to see it as an opportunity to show kindness to someone having a hard time. I gave a refund. I reached out privately before sharing anything publicly. I found gratitude for the invitation that existed in that 1-star review. I shifted my thinking to control what's in my control and decided to embrace the review. And I'm using each day as greater reinforcement that I get to choose the role this review plays in my life moving forward. I can't control that it's out there, but I can control how I use it to leverage change in my own life and for others. Now, I do want to note that none of this was done as smoothly as writing can make it sound. I barely slept the first night. I honestly considered shutting down my business. I mean, that's intense. I was curt and off for the next couple of days and cried on and off thinking about what had happened. That was all part of the process. The point is that I didn't allow myself to stay there, and instead of sticking in a place of reactivity and rumination, I took from that experience what I needed and left the rest. Now, here's my invitation for you. Consider how often you're playing small, silencing your thoughts, wants, and needs, going along with others, or avoiding being seen to sidestep a bad review. You don't want to be judged for wearing something too out there. You don't want someone to be mad at you because you say or do or don't do X. You tell people you're fine even when you feel upset or hurt. You fear you won't be seen as dedicated to your job if you set boundaries and take care of yourself. You allow people to overextend into your time and energy bank, trying to please them. The list goes on. The reality is reviews will happen, and whether you're avoiding them or not, they're going to show up. The only 2 things in our control when it comes to the reviews is 1, being your honest and whole self, showing up to your life and daring to be seen for all of your beautiful imperfections. Begin to detach yourself from the views of others by creating more joy and fulfillment associated with wholehearted and authentic living. And 2, when the reviews come in, respond. Don't react. Reacting is leading with emotion. Responding is allowing your emotions to be a factor in how you show up, but they don't rule you. And guess what? Not saying anything is a perfectly appropriate and healthy response. Think of how much nicer our lives would be if we didn't seek out confirmation for how unworthy we are. But whether you say something or not, remind yourself that reacting is rooted in systems of power and dominance. If I had reacted to the review, I would have said some crappy things to the person who wrote the review, then shut down my business. Instead, I gave myself space to feel all of my feelings fully and only took action when I could lead from a place of balance. Instead, I'm sitting here making space for the bit of heat and tightness that bubbled up in me even as I'm saying this out loud right now. Thoughts in my head saying, oh, why would you call attention to this terrible thing? They're going to see that it's not just one, but maybe you've had other reviews. What if they go down the spiral and they find it all out? And I'm reminding myself that shame resilience is not about being absolved from feeling shame, but is about not getting stuck there and allowing it to dictate how I show up in the world. So as we wrap for the day, join us in the comments and share one thing you're going to take from this episode that you can begin to apply in your daily life. And be sure to check out the show notes to get access to some awesome resources to help you dive deeper on this topic and consider those next steps to dismantling this belief system. And if you haven't joined the AR Insiders yet, be sure to click the link in the show notes and get yourself on that list to get exclusive content and discounts that I don't share anywhere else, delivered right to your inbox every 2 weeks. Now, if you like what you're hearing, be sure to give me some love, give me that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and sharing is caring. So share the video with somebody else that you think could benefit from this content. Thank you so much for being here with me today as we talk about how to write a story that isn't giving everybody else power and ultimately rooted in shame. It's tricky, it's overwhelming. I've been doing this work for years and I still feel stuck in those places and spaces. And if we come together, we can do this work much, much, much more easily. And we can all start to write the story we want for our lives. So let's go get that pen back. See you next time.